All right, Libra, let's see what's going on for you guys. We're going to hop right into the last week of March. Yes, let's see what the situation is. I'm a day off, everybody. Traveling over the weekend, and it really exhausted me. So let's see what your situation is. And I really don't like doing readings when I'm exhausted. It's not a thorough reading then. Okay. Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So this is talking about a third-party situation. Some of you, it could be talking about at work where you're working with a team and you're collaborating on something very interesting. I kind of feel like I like it because it makes me feel like you feel that you're working in a direction where it's like your vibe tribe, right? It's like your soul tribe. Moreover, if this is about your actual job or something that you're working towards, some sort of goal, with the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, you're just keeping your head down and just keeping focused because it looks like you're enjoying what you're doing. Now, others of you where this isn't work related and this is love related, this is third party situation. There's a third dynamic. Whether you're actually physically engaging in a third party situation or you just really have one person on your mind. But it's telling me you're trying to collaborate here with an individual, keeping your head down, working towards a relationship. Now, let's see what's coming in for you guys. And obviously, we're going to clarify that in a bit. So what's coming in here for my Libras, please? Why was I stuttering there? Strength, Leo energy, and there's your Eight of Pentacles again, all right? And the Wheel of Fortune. So I don't like when it's crossed or in reverse. Well, in reverse, I get more information. I don't like it in the cross because you're somewhere in the world of allowing your life to move forward versus your life getting stuck. Now, it could be talking about something with unfinished business or business that you're not wrapping up, Libra. All right? Because you're resisting something or someone or a situation, like a relationship or something at work, a person, whatever it is. You're holding back and you're using all your strength to persevere. Others of you are working stupid hard. This is just physically using all your strength and might to do something. But I feel like you're holding back somewhere with this wheel in cross. I think it's you. I know you know that you're ready to move on with your life. I know you're ready to just do the new thing. You've been having these feelings since last year. I just don't, and I feel like you've taken baby steps to engage in that direction, Libra. But one minute you allow it to happen, the next minute you pull back. But you're ready to go. I think it's one of those things for you, Libra, where you're like on this weird ass precipice where, I don't know. I don't know if you guys are starting to feel, well, you should start getting excited and feel invigorated because there's this huge energy that's coming towards you, Libra, for something where you're about to erupt on the scene, right? Where you're about to just do some major stuff. And it's all this work that you've been doing to yourself, on yourself, and just in general, because I think that you got up, you fell down, you got up, you fell down the last few years. Now it's about all that hard work that you put into yourself that you didn't let go and that you didn't, just give up. It's about to just come out in like almost like volcanic because you've been holding it down and you've been holding it in and now it's about to explode. And that's why I'm like, explode on the scene. It's like, I've arrived. Here I am. It's one of those energies, right? But I think right before you hop on and you lead on into this, new part of yourselves, you're doing one of these last looks like, okay, that is the last bit of me saying goodbye to my life. But you struggle to do it. You're like, oh my God, am I ready for this? Yeah, you're ready for this. Let's do this, Libra. Let's do it. Let's see what the surprise of the week is. The interesting thing is, you have some of these minor arcanas, but you also have some majors. Majors are there, like, I want you to think like, when you were a kid and you went bowling, right? First time you went bowling in your life, but then they put the guardrails in the gutters so that you actually hit a pin. That's how I feel when major arcanas come down. We're like, oh, put in the guardrails in the gutters. Put them in this way, like corralling you guys to put you on your right path, to course correct you. Because you're there. You're just like staggering like a drunk person, veering off. And they're like, no, let's put him back on track. All right, see, yeah, look at this. Your majors are coming in the challenged position. When cards for me fall in challenging positions, not up, not down, but in the middle, it's a sign for me that, you're halfway there. You're struggling. It's there, but not quite, right? So the World card, which is your chapter that's closing and ending, and these two have a common theme. They have a common thread, the wheel and the world. The wheel talks about your life revolving, going around. Imagine the earth stopped moving on its axis. What would happen? It's the same thing with our lives. Now, the world is like, you completed a chapter. You now need to let it go. You need to like rest in peace it, right? And the interesting thing is the Five of Swords is in reverse, which I like. This is a card you want in reverse because the fives are the challenges, but this is like all in your head. It's like all this chaos. What should I do? What do I need to sacrifice? And if I do this, what I'm going to be left with, blah, blah, blah. When it's in reverse, it's done. Okay? It's officially done. No more in the head. Now it's full on focus as to what we're doing. See, Queen of Swords, there you are, baby. Whether you're male, female, whatever your pronoun is, this is you. You are my queens. The kings are the other people. It's just so we know who's who. I don't do that in private readings. I just do it here because we're a large audience. With that said, you are back in your own shoes. You are back in your own skin. You are back in your own soul, my friends. The Queen of Swords, she lifts the fucking sword and she says, listen, we're going to have a conversation. If I like what I hear, I put the sword down. So we keep talking and we analyze and we see where we go from here. If I do not like what I hear, slice and dice, goodbye, and you move on. See, the thing about the Queen of Swords in the upright position, you guys, that's you, you're the queer and this is you. You're being fair, you're being balanced, you're being honest, but you're also being analytical. All right? And you get it. Now let's see what the advice is. What is the advice here for Libras, please? There you are. The Moon in reverse and the Lovers. Hello, lover. A lot of majors. Okay. The Moon in reverse talks about things getting revealed, right? Secrets that were hidden, things that weren't revealed to you start to get revealed. See, when this falls in your advice position, it is saying that, although you could be protective of yourself, you might have fear of the future, fear of the unknown, and you are a little bit guarded. It says you could put down that guard, right? It says that you can reveal all things, with the Lover especially. All right, because the Lover, Gemini energy, is a choice. Despite your odds, do you choose each other? You were meant to meet always. You are learning something from them and they are learning something from you, let alone the fact that you both triggered each other into moving your lives forward. Thus, the Wheel of Fortune, thus the world. Moving your life forward, ending a chapter. The Moon says it gets all revealed, or it's okay for you to find those answers, right? Because the Moon is like, when it's in reverse, things get exposed. So with the Lovers, it is a decision-making process point in your life. I just split the deck. I always do that just to get a peek before I start clarifying who or what this is about. And the peak was about a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be, it could be heavy in their chart. It just tells me that this is somebody you have a lot of passion for and chemistry with, right? And it's just saying to me, oh yeah, a lot of fire action, passion. And it is talking about that should you do this, you can begin a passionate new beginning. Now let's see what the outcome of the week is talking about. Get curious. Get answers. Hold people accountable. That's exactly what you need to do, Libra. You need to hold people accountable. But I do. No, I mean like, I know you're fair. I know you're balanced because you all Libras and you love to keep the peace. But some people deserve fire to the toes. Be like, say what now? Zzz. They need a zzz. Now, 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Talk about completions, Libra. So this burden, this exhaustion comes to a complete end. This is an ending and or a betrayal, whether you're doing it or receiving it, but more or less, it's almost like a relief to me, and it will be for you. It might not seem that way this week, because this is the last week of March. When we go into April, we spring forward, no pun intended. Yes, maybe a little, but we do spring forward into April. Those of you who are in Northern America, that's when we have spring, in April. You're killing off this burden. It's necessary. Yeah, look at this. The Four of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, healing. It's like kind of one of those things where you're ripping off the band-aids, guys, right? And it's necessary. Let's see what's going on. Let's start clarifying some of these bad boys. What is the Three of Pentacles here for my Libras last week of March? All right. The King of Wands is again saying, hello, how are things? Now, here you are, Queen of Swords. That's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And we're going to go with the soul, all right, of an air sign. You guys, you're queens. Three of Pentacles. You're thinking about it. I told you. I gave you the whole sword analysis. Let's chit-chat so I could see where this goes or where we stand, especially here with some fire sign. I know, like, even if some of you that I've spoken to, which is interesting that your cohort would be dealing with multiple fire signs. What I want to say about this person is that they're available to you, okay? Because behind it is also an Ace of Pentacles. It's a solid new beginning, which means potential. Doesn't mean probable. It means potential. You gotta make it happen. Now, let's see what this Wheel of Fortune is talking about. Strength and the Eight of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Two of Cups talks about being in a partnership. Two of Cups talks about soulmates. It also talks about how whoever you're feeling this for feels mutually. Regardless if you shared the I love yous or spoke about this, if you're wondering how they feel, yeah, they feel however you feel. All right? Because you're sharing those cups. Now, strength, resistance, using strength to persevere through a situation. Mostly it looks like strength, trying to work towards something. Some sort of goal here, but you're challenged to let this thing move forward. See, you are eventually going to leave something that no longer emotionally serves you. You're like, I'm dry. I'm tapped out. This place has turned into a desert. What am I doing here? I got no love to give. And then boom, that's when the devil goes away. And so does the toxicity. Okay. So what is this over here, Spirit, with Five of Swords in reverse and the World in cross for my Libras, please? The Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. This is somebody like you, very airy, cerebral, smart, fair, balanced, honest. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It is about you talking to them, having a heart-to-heart conversation. So you can get the monsters out of your head. So there isn't like, it's like bat, like you're going batshit crazy because all the bats in your head are like, wow, no, do this, no, do that, no, blah, 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 blah. So it's releasing all that crazy in your head. And that is what's going to help you stop challenging yourself from completing a cycle. Once you have this heart-to-heart conversation with this person, abso-friggin-lutely, start a relationship based on truth and honesty, even if you want nothing with this person. Do you get what I'm saying? Even if you don't want to be with this individual or have anything going on, or you just need to know where you stand because, you can't just take any more fucking mixed signals or red flags. You need to have a relationship based on truth and honesty, even if the other person doesn't feel the same way about you. Be like, hey, I'd like to have a relationship based on truth, honesty, regardless of our feelings towards each other. Need to know what your intentions are, buddy. Need to know what your intentions are, friend. Having that heart-to-heart conversation so you get the bats out of the head and you're like, okay, my inner peace is back. I can close this chapter now. The Moon in reverse. Listen, this is going to happen. All right? This is happening anyway. I'm going to let you know that. This person is coming to talk to you, unless you're going to talk to them, but it feels like they're coming to talk to you. When they do this, that's when all of this starts subsiding. But then the problem is you're going to struggle to close this book. Right? This chapter. So be prepared for that as your future. The Moon in reverse. There it is again. The Five of Swords. Cutting your losses. What do you live with and what do you live without? Right? And then the Chariot. Cancer energy. Staying focused on your mission. Remember when you first started this dream, this saga, these wants, these desires, when you started having this like itch that you needed to scratch, and now it's so out of control that now it's just a force unto itself, right? Remember that? What did you want at the end of the day? What was your soul's desire? What did you truly want and feel for yourself? That is the Chariot in your advice telling you, stay on mission, stay on course, do not derail, be focused. Regardless of the positive and the negative stuff going on in your world, go towards that thing you always told yourself that you wanted, okay? And go for it. What can you live with? What can you live without? Get all the information that you need and or reveal how you feel. Could be in regards to a marriage or a commitment in general, right? Because once you do that, then the wheel goes upright. And then you find balance. What is the outcome of the week here for Libra? 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, please, for my Libras. The Hangman in reverse. Okay. The Hangman in reverse, you're getting a little stuck with this situation here, this ending. And it's overwhelming. It's burdening you. So it's getting you a little bit stuck. But the thing is, as you are getting stuck, the interesting part is you start changing your point of view. Your mind pivots, right? And your mind starts saying to itself, I think I need to see this from a different point of view. And you do. And it's the right one. All right? With the Hangman. So kind of holding yourself back for 5 minutes there helps you a great deal. But the problem is, I don't want you to get stuck in the sense of you holding on something that is no longer for you. You know, it's that theory, whether it's money, a person, a relationship, a situation. The theory is when you close your hands because you're holding onto it so tightly, you also don't release your hand to receive and to layer on top more and more and more till it stacks where your cups are full instead of dry. All right, guys, let's see. We're going to talk about for love in the extended. So, person coming to talk to you, chit chat, gets you a bit stuck. Then you don't know what to decide. But I don't see the confusion card here, so it's not that. I think it's just you being analytical, trying to decide what to cut out, what you can live with, and what you can't live without. And your best advice is remember your focus. Remember to stay focused. Remember to ask yourself what you can and cannot live with, right? And it might ask you to reveal certain things about yourself in order for you to be aligned, like I said, with your vibe tribe. Finances and career. That might actually be the one thing holding you back. Tell me about the person Libra's thinking about, because this is the one we'll clarify in the extended. The person that Libra's thinking about, Spirit. Okay. So finance and career is the hold back in what's going on here. So that's interesting. That's your general. But the person you're thinking about, Libra, you got to trust the process, right? You also have to express your love. That's probably why you have moon in reverse in your advice position. You got to express your love. That's the only way you will know. All right. For those who are health and wealth, any advice for my Libras, please? Focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Hello. Wasn't that the chariot we were just talking about, guys? Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety, the bats, unless you give them time and attention that you and they deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. Devote time to your priorities and you will feel better. It's like me. Every time I'm like, okay, if I could do like 5 videos today and devote my time to 5 videos today, I'll feel good. I'll feel accomplished. Try it. It works. All right, guys, that's what I have for you this week. I hope that helped, and I will see everyone next week.